Alright, to change the antifreeze, we need to get to this hose right here, and to do that we've got to take this shield off, which is really easy. All of the nuts to take this off are 8mm, and you thought 10mm was common. Well, in this job, the number 8, which I think is it in China, that's a really lucky number. In the wheel well, way back here, there is another bolt that has to come out, and then there's another one over here also. So there's 2 in here that you got to take out. Look, right up there they hit another one. It's behind the tire. So, you know, I put a link in the description for some of these tools. Boy, there's a set of extensions that I bought, which has every size extension, length, 3/8, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch. It's awesome. You're gonna want that. Made this really easy. All right. Now that has fallen down. Look at that beautiful thing. If you take a look up here, this hose right here, that's right here, is the bottom or the lowest part that I can see of the radiator. So if I disconnect it here and pour the radiator fluid out, I think I should be good. Either here or here. I think this would be easier because I can pull that off and kind of point it into the container. Alright. I'm going to get a pair of needle nose pliers in here and see if I can break this. Aha. That worked. Now this is going to get replaced with a standard stainless steel hose clamp. Alright, so now, oh, yeah, that's going to work. Get the bucket, get the bucket. So this is the thing about stainless steel hose clamps. Here's a magnet, right? It is not attracted to, oh, that one's attracted a little bit, but is it attracted to the screw? Yes, it's attracted to the screw on this one. That one's no good. That screw's going to fall apart. It is not attracted to the screw at all. Not attracted to the screw. This one's attracted a little bit to the band. This one's not attracted to the band at all. So this one has more chromium in it, and this one's going to stand out to the weather. So this is the one I'm going to use because I know it truly is stainless steel. I will put a link in the description to these hose clamps, but every manufacturer changes, so you need to make sure they're truly stainless steel before you use them. If you go to one of the big box hardware stores, bring a magnet with you. And if this screw is attracted by the magnet, you don't want it, because that's going to deteriorate over time, and if you ever have to take this off, it could be a big problem. Alright, we got our hose clamp. We're going to squeeze this in here. Alright, got that all the way up. And we're going to tighten this thing down. Alright, that is nice and tight. We're good to go. I'm going to refill this with water. I made a simple funnel out of an old 2-liter bottle. Fits in there quite perfectly. It'll take about 2 gallons to fill this up. And I will run the engine until the thermostat opens, and I'll drain it again. So that means I'll have filled it twice and drained it, getting all the old antifreeze out. Then finally, the last thing is to add the actual coolant, which happens to be a very interesting color. It's very important that you put in OAT coolant, the specific coolant that the manufacturer asks for. Otherwise, 2 coolants together could gel and ruin the engine. And this is that coolant. Now mine is going to take a little bit less than 2 gallons. Of course, we have to start the engine and let this settle in and let the thermostat open up, and this will drop down, and then we will top it off to exactly where it needs to be.